we'll be chanting a bhajan, first singing a bhajan, and then so this is a very famous bhajan written by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula Charana Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula Bhakata Seva Parama Siddhi Prema Latikara Mula Madhava Tithi Bhakati Janani Jetane Palana Kori Tithi Bhakati Janani Jetane Palana Krishna Basati Basati Boli Parama Adare Bori Gaura Amara Jesa Visthane Korolo Brahmana Range Amara Jesa Karalo Brahmanera Sesa Visthane Herivo Ami Pranaya Bhakati Sange Visthane Herivo Ami Pranaya Bhakata Mridanga Badya Sunite Mana Avsara Sada Jache Gaura Bihita Kirtana Suni Anande Hirdoyo Nache Jugala Murti Dekhiyamo Parama Ananda Hoya Prasada Seva Korite Hoya Sakala Prapancha Jaya जे दीने गृहे भजना देखी गृहे ते गोलोक भाया भजन देखी क्रियते गोलोका चरण सिधु देखिया गंगा सुख सीमा पाया गंगा सुख सीमा पा तुलसी देखी जुराए प्राणा माधव तोषणी जानी जुराए प्राणा माधव तोषणी जान गौर प्रिया साक सेवने जीवन सार्थक मानी प्रिया साक सेवने जीवन सार्थक भक्ति विनोद कृष्ण भजने अनुकूल पाए जाहा कृष्ण भजने अनुकूल प्रति दिवसे परम सुखे स्वीकार करो ताहा Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki. This is a beautiful bhajan. Please read the translation one by one. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki. So with this bhajan, it is so nice bhajan, and it talks about everything from how to grow in our Krishna consciousness, mother of devotion, visiting holy places, importance of kirtan, darshan of deities, honoring prasadam, taking charnamrit, just looking at Tulasi, worshipping Tulsi, having sak, Lord Chaitanya's favorite sak. So he concludes, whoever attains this stage of enthusiasm, the stage of enthusiasm for devotional service, will be supremely blissful wherever he may be. He will be supremely blissful. In the comment it is written, this was the favorite song of His Holiness Vishnu Jan Swami. It's mentioned here in the extra information about this bhajan. So anyways, it's a very nice bhajan. You all can try to memorize this, and very nice to chant every day and meditate on the meaning. So we're reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam today, first canto, 17th chapter, verse number 18, chapter entitled Punishment and Rewards of Kali. Punishment and Reward of Kali. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So the verse number 18. Na vayam klesa bijani yatha syu purushar sabha purusham tam vijnanimo purusham tam vijanimo vakya bheda vimohita na vayam klesa bijani yatah shiv purushar shibha purusham tam vijanimo vakya bheda vimohitaha na vayam klesa bijani yatah shiv purushar shibha purusham tam vijanimo vakya bheda vimohitaha. Navayam klesa bijani yatha shiv purusha shabha purushantam bijanimo vakya bheda vimohita. Navayam klesa bijani purusha shabha purusham tam vijanimo vakya bheda vimohita. Navayam klesa bijani yatha shiv purushar shabha purusham tam vijanimo vakya bheda vimohita. Navayam klesa bijani Yata Shiv Purusharshava Purushantam Vijanimo Vakya Veda Vimohita. Translation, synonyms, translation, purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. Synonyms, na, not, vayam, we, klesha bijani, the root cause of sufferings, yataha, where from, syuh, it so happens, purusha rishabha, O greatest of all human beings, purusham, the person, tam, that, vijanimaha, no, vakya bheda, difference of opinion, vimohita, bewildered by. Translation. O greatest among human beings, it is very difficult to ascertain the particular miscreant who has caused our sufferings, because we are bewildered by all the different opinions of theoretical philosophers. So here there is a question asked in the previous, not previous verse, but previously the question has been asked, who did this? In 12th verse the question was asked, who did this? O son of Survi, who has cut off your 3 legs? In the state of the kings who are obedient to the laws of Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, there is no one unhappy as you. O bull, you are offenseless and thoroughly honest. Therefore I wish all good to you. Please tell me of the perpetrator of these mutilations, which blacken the reputation of the sons of Pritha. So like this he is asking Pariksit Maharaj, and then yes, Pariksit Maharaj is asking these questions to Bull and Surabhi. And 17th verse we heard yesterday, the personality of religion said, and today he continued speaking. So we'll read the purport and then we will do some discussion. Purport. There are many theoretical philosophers in the world who put forward their own theories of cause and effect, especially about the cause of suffering and its effect on different living beings. Generally, there are 6 great philosophers. Kanada, the author of Vaisheshika philosophy; Gautama, the author of logic; Patanjali, the author of mystic yoga; Kapila, the author of Sankhya philosophy; Jaimini, the author of Karma Mimamsa; and Vyasadeva, the author of Vedanta Darshan. Although the bull, or the personality of religion, and the cow, the personality of the earth, knew perfectly well that the personality of Kali was the direct cause of their sufferings, still, as devotees of the Lord, they knew well also that without the sanction of the Lord, no one could inflict trouble upon them. According to the Padma Puran, our present trouble is due to the fructifying of seedling sins. But even those seedling sins are gradually fade away by the execution of pure devotional service. Thus, even if the devotees see the mischief mongers, they do not accuse them for the sufferings inflicted. They take it for granted that the mischief monger is made to act by some indirect cause, and therefore they tolerate the sufferings, thinking them to be God-given in small doses, for otherwise the suffering should have been greater. Maharaja Pariksit wanted to get a statement of accusation against the direct mischief monger, but they declined to give it on the above-mentioned grounds. Speculative philosophers, however, do not recognize the sanction of the Lord. They try to find out the cause of sufferings in their own way, as well as described in the following verses. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, such speculators are themselves bewildered, and thus they cannot know the ultimate cause of all causes is the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakcharunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Ragunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Sri Varjvanvi Devi Daitaye Kripyabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prahave Namah Madhuri Jala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhakti Da Shri Gaura Karuna Sakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Vrudap Siddhandvanta Harine Nama Gaur Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambar Sambode Padam Bujayate Nama Nama Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Sakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virar Bhumistam Nirdesa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarabhoma Shri Jagannathaya Te Nama Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kirpa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnevhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaur Tushay Namah Panchtatvatukam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhakta Avtaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Jaitam Surta Pangor Mamanda Matirgati Masarasa Padam Bhoja Radha Madan Mohano Devya Vindaranya Kalpadumada Śrīmad Ratnagar Simhasnastha Śrīmad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Prashtali Bhi Sevamano Smarami Sriman Rasarsarambi Vamsi Vata Tatastita Karsanvenu Soner Gopi Gopinathaya Sri Astuna Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vijvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So I welcome you all for Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam class on the first canto, chapter number 17, entitled Punishment and Reward of Kali. And we are today discussing verse number 18, which is in response to the question asked by Pariksit Maharaj. And yesterday we heard the personality of religion said, these words just spoken by you befit a person of the Pandav dynasty. Captivated by the devotional qualities of the Pandavas, even Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, performed duties as a messenger. So, personality of religion glorifying Pariksit Maharaj and glorifying the Pandavas. And today in the text 18, O greatest among human beings, it is very difficult to ascertain the particular miscreant who has caused our sufferings, because we are bewildered by all the different opinion of theoretical philosophers. So, here we see, as we are reading this particular chapter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, that Pariksit Maharaj, while touring his country, he encounters a bull, a cow, and a person who is actually a Shudra but dressed like a king. And he's asking these questions, who has created this situation for you? And the personality of religion bull is not ready to give the answer, although knows very well who has done it, who has troubled, who has caused 3 legs to be cut, and the cow, Dharani, Mother Earth in the form of a cow, she is also being beaten. So they know very well who is doing this, but still when Pariksit Maharaj is asking that he will give punishment, they are not willing to reveal who is the culprit, who has done this. No? And they'll further say, we don't know who has done this. So this is very interesting. Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maiya Sudarshan ki jai. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So it is so important, this verse, for the devotees. Srila Prabhupada is explaining in the purport that although they knew perfectly well that the personality of Kali was the direct cause of their suffering, still, as devotees of Lord, they knew well also that without the sanction of the Lord, no one could inflict trouble upon them. So although personality of Kali is there who is doing all this, but they knew that it is ultimately the sanction of the Lord. And then further Prabhupada explains in the purport that how the devotees are so tolerant, and whatever happens they understand very well that it is all actually, I was supposed to suffer much more, but Krishna has minimized it. Like the famous story of Srila Prabhupada, that one few disciples were cooking in the kitchen and someone got a little cut in the finger. So that another disciple came running. Prabhupada said, when we practice Krishna consciousness, all our sins go away. So how the finger got cut? And Prabhupada said that, yes, the hand was supposed to be cut. But because you practice Krishna consciousness, Krishna minimized it to finger cut. So we are supposed to suffer much more. But Krishna is very merciful. Because of our practice of Krishna consciousness, He is minimizing it. But we should not take the benefit of that, and do more sin, thinking that it's okay, I chant Hare Krishna and Krishna will minimize it. No. Krishna is said, no, it is. We hear like, Lord is Patit Pavan, not Kapti Pavan. Those who are Patit, Lord will purify him. But those who are Kapti, Kapti means duplicitous, hypocrites. So sometimes if we become like this, hypocrites, duplicitous, chant Hare Krishna but then break regulative principles, then Krishna will not forgive. So one has supposed to be very, very sincere in his practice of Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada explains that in the purport that even if there are some sins done previously in the previous life or in this life before one came to Krishna consciousness, by practice of Krishna consciousness, the effects will gradually fade away. Prabhupada uses the word, the effect will fade away by practice of Krishna consciousness. Another example is given, just like the fan is going on rotating, but as soon as we switch off the button, what happens? The fan still moves, but in a matter of time it will stop moving because we have cut off the supply. In the similar way, when we are practicing Krishna consciousness, there are chances that we suffer reactions of our sinful previous life, but actually now we have switched off the fan. So just like the fan when it stops, in the similar way, all these reactions which are coming, they will stop. So we should be very, very tolerant. Shri Brahmaji says in Brahma Samhita, Karmani nardhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. The karma can be nirdhati, it can only be burnt away, destroyed. Only the process is bhakti, only by practice of Krishna consciousness. There is no other way. So whatever trouble comes, sufferings come in the life of a devotee, and whoever is the cause, the mischief monger, Prabhupada uses the word mischief monger. The devotees understand that they are the indirect cause and they tolerate the suffering thinking that it is God given in small doses. They just tolerate it. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us in Siksha Shishashtakam, Tiradapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahishnuna. Tolerate like a tree, just like a tree tolerates. It's now cold weather, the tree will be there. You see in our front of temple there are few trees. It's raining, it's cyclone, cold, very hot, whatever. They are just there, tolerating. We are sending 240-volt supply there also, charging our bus. Some the tree may be getting some electric shock, we don't know, but it's just tolerating. So that's how the example is given, that when the tree is thirsty, it will not ask for water. The tree is being cut, it will not retaliate, just tolerate. So, taro riva sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtanya sadahari. So a devotee is like this. That is a devotee. we have to then learn from this. Am I a devotee? Am I able to follow all this? Or I am on the path to become devotee? Like we see in the life of, just like here it is said, this is the important takeaway message for us practicing Krishna consciousness, that how do we understand the sufferings, how do we understand the troubles, how do we deal with the people who are troubling us in Krishna consciousness, or we feel that they are troubling us. So who is the cause of these sufferings? So like that, many places in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam I was trying to see various sections of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam where some similar message is given, similar message. Like in the section when Bhishma Pitama, he is on the deathbed, on the bed of arrows, Bhishma Pitama. At that time all the Pandavas dressed very nicely as kings. They come to see Bhishma Pitama. And when Bhishma Dev, he sees them, then Bhishma Dev starts remembering that what all trouble you all went through. Like we can see, you can go to the 9th chapter, 1st canto. Who has the device? Okay, Purushottam Prabhu. 9th chapter, 1st canto, verses number 12 onwards. 9th, are you there? You don't have to open, you can just go a little back. Just see the translation. Yes, so let's hear this. Bhishma Dev said, "Oh, what terrible suffering and what terrible injustices you good souls suffer for being the sons of religion personified. You did not deserve to remain alive under these tribulations, yet you were protected by the Brahmins, God and religion. As far as my daughter-in-law Kunti is concerned, upon the great general Pandu's death, she became a widow with many children, and therefore she suffered greatly. And when you were grown up, she suffered a great deal also because of your actions." And then he says, all this has happened, why? In my opinion, this is all due to inevitable time, under whose control everyone in every planet is carried just as the clouds are carried by the wind. Oh, how wonderful is the influence of inevitable time. It is irreversible. Otherwise, how can there be reverses in the presence of King Yudhishthir, the son of the demigod controlling religion, Bhima, the great fighter with a club, the great bowman Arjun with his mighty weapon Gandiva, and above all, the Lord, the direct well-wisher of the Pandavas. O King, no one knows the plan of the Lord Sri Krishna. Even though great philosophers inquire exhaustively, they are bewildered. So even great devotees like Yudhishthir, what kind of, and Pandava, Kunti, what kind of tribulations they have gone through, what kind of sufferings they have gone through. Not just little bit of issues that somebody chastised me, somebody pointed out a mistake in me which I have not done, someone is finding faults in me. If you remember the life of Pandavas, what kind of troubles they went through. And not only one time, 2 times, n number of times. Isn't it? The kind of suffering which Pandavas went to from the day they were born, after the death of the Pandu, so much trouble, so much of injustice. Even if they fulfilled the condition of 12 years of vanvas and 1 year of incognito, still they were not given even 5 villages. Isn't it? They asked, just give us 5 villages. Even that was not given. So much of injustice. But see, Lord, here he says, what Vishnu Pitama says, "O best among the descendants of Bharat, I maintain, therefore, all this is within the plan of the Lord. Accepting the inconceivable plan of the Lord, you must follow it. You are now the appointed administrative head, And my Lord, you should now take care of those subjects who are now rendered helpless. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was not willing to rule the kingdom because he thought that so many people have died. And they have died why? Because of my just desire to get this whole kingdom, get this property, get this position. So he was feeling very sorry and he was thinking, because of me all this big flood of blood is there, all these things. So he was very sad, but then Bhishma Pitama says, this is all will of the Lord. It's by the will of the Lord, and just you think yourself with the plan of the Lord. Follow the plan of the Lord. Just like Srila Prabhupada made various plans to preach Krishna consciousness. And he was having his factory and he was getting good business from the factory. He had some plans that the good money will come and he will use that to even spread more Krishna consciousness. But what happened? The factory got fire and everything was over. And when Prabhupada came to know the factory got fire and it's all over, what did he remember? Which verse of Bhagavatam? Yasnam anugrami harishya tad dhanam snehe. The one whom I show mercy, I take away their dhan and their sneh. Whatever their affections, object of affection, and their wealth, I take away. And when the wealth is taken away, the object of affection is taken away, then the person becomes more surrendered to me. Because now he has no option to surrender, he has no option to depend. Now everything is gone. So he can easily surrender to Krishna. Even Kunti Devi says, Vipda santu tasaso tatra tatra jagat guru bhavto darsham yat syada punar bhav darshanam. Give me more miseries so that I have your darshan, and if I have your darshan, then I will have no darshan of this material creation. What is our prayers? We don't pray like this. When people are in miseries, our well-wisher Mahendra Vijaya Prabhu was telling that there's one gentleman who made the DT dressing room, the cupboards. So he was in big trouble that his daughter was not getting married. So he sponsored the DT dress room cupboards, the wardrobe to keep the DT's clothes. And he was coming every day for darshan. As soon as the daughter was married, he never came again. He got satisfied his job. I heard from him only. Mahendra Prabhu was saying this, that his job is done now. He stopped no more coming to the Lord. That's why it is. There is a Hindi saying, na? Dukh mein sumiran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koi. Jo sukh mein sumiran kare, to dukh kahe ko hoy. In North India, this is famous. So that's how we have to remember Krishna everywhere. Whether things are going good, we say, oh, it's all Lord mercy, everything is going so nice in my life. When things goes bad, we have to also understand it's all Lord's plan. Whom to blame? We lose the job, whom to blame? Blame AI, blame companies, blame whom? You got a job, whom to give credit? Oh, I studied so hard, I cracked all the exams, that's I got it. No. It's all, we have to understand we are so insignificant. We are so minute. Any time we can lose everything. I was talking to one devotee yesterday and he was telling the horrific incident in his life just 2 days back. His quite grown-up son, 14-year-old son, So he slept in the night and in the morning, his 14-year-old son is not getting up only. He threw even water and all, he's not getting up only, Although he's breathing, but even spraying water, he's not getting up. He's not getting up. I was so worried what happened, whether he passed away or what happened, He went in coma, he's breathing, but he's not getting up. They are yelling, shouting. Nothing. Nothing is happening. Then he got some Ganga Jal, got some dust of Braj, got some dust of Mayapur, got Tulsi, rubbing his hands, pumping his chest, rubbing his legs. Then after 20 minutes of doing all this, some kind of symptoms started coming on the movement of the muscles of the faces. And finally after 20 minutes he opened his eyes with heavy headache started vomiting 3 times, just water, so troublesome, took him to the hospital. He did many tests and doctor said everything is normal. So many tests and everything is normal. Why it happened? We don't know. What is the medicine? We don't know. Because everything is normal in the test. What medicine to give? The doctor said next time if it happens, then just do a video recording of all these things and then we may try to do some treatment. But right now, all the tests, everything is normal. We don't know why it happened. So we may be very proud of our, we are doing, I am the doer, I am the one who is achieving, I did this, I planned this, I executed this, I am maintaining. But such situation can come in our life. The whole body becomes useless. And that devotee was saying that his son doesn't even remember what all happened. He has no memory of all this. He even doesn't remember that someone is trying to wake him up. Nothing. So we may be thinking that we are doing, but actually we all are controlled. Either we choose to be controlled by the 3 modes of material nature, or we surrender to the Lord and agree to be controlled by the will of the Lord, the plan of the Lord. So like that, we should think that we are very insignificant in this creation. And it is my great fortune that being so insignificant, I have the opportunity to do some service to the Lord, which I should do very sincerely, which I should follow the 4 regulative principles very sincerely. I should practice Krishna consciousness very sincerely, because it is so insignificant and all these troubles come, just tolerate it, because that's what even Brahmaji says in the 10th canto. This is the famous verse of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Tatte anukampam susamakchamano bhunjane vatmakritam vipakam hridvag vapurvir vidham namaste jivetayo mukti pade sadai bhak. Can you open? 10th canto, 14th chapter, verse number 8. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances within his heart, words and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So this is a very famous verse of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam where Brahmaji says that one just has to tolerate. Whatever happens, just go on tolerating and practice Krishna consciousness. If you just go on tolerating, then what happens? Brahmaji says it becomes his rightful claim to go back home, back to Godhead. Just like a son who naturally becomes the higher of his father's property. What he has to do? Nothing. Just remain humble and submissive to your father. One day father will pass away and everything will naturally come to, of course he doesn't want in that way, but that's how naturally it will come to him. He doesn't have to say, Father, write the property to me, give it to me. It will happen. He has just to go on patiently waiting. Naturally he will become the rightful owner for it. Similarly, if we just go on practicing Krishna consciousness, whatever trouble comes, success comes, failure comes, just go on. Chanting, following 4 principles, following the guidelines of our Guru, our guide, just go on practicing. And we become the rightful claim. So this is a beautiful purport. I'll read this because it is very meaningful for us. Srila Sridhar Swami explains in his commentary that just as a legitimate son has to simply remain alive to gain an inheritance from his father, one who simply remains alive in Krishna consciousness, following the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, automatically becomes eligible to receive the mercy of personality of Godhead. In other words, he will be promoted to the kingdom of God. Just remain simply alive in Krishna consciousness. Just like you are crossing a river in a boat, and suppose you get a fist fight, we should not jump out of the boat. Just tolerate. Once the boat reaches to the destination, you can get down and the job is over. But suppose, no, I got a fight, I will jump out of the boat. What we will gain? We will die only. So whatever issues, problems, difficulties we face in practice of Krishna consciousness, just tolerate. Don't jump out of the Krishna consciousness. One student was telling me yesterday, I met him after 4 years. Just I was coming and I met him in the queue while boarding the flight, and he happened also, by the coincidence, he got a adjacent seat to me. Unplanned, Krishna's harassment. He said, I never take early flights, but I don't know why did I book today morning flight, because for that also you have to get up at 3 a.m. So he was practicing good, but later on he had stopped, or minimized it very much. So I asked, what happened? It seems like you got disconnected. So yeah, one time I came for a lecture at one place, after when he was doing job, and someone was giving the lecture, and the devotee was criticizing material life, material job, like anything. And I felt there is nothing positive in Krishna consciousness, because the whole lecture was like this only. So I felt very bad. I said, there is no use of being with devotees, there is no use of being here. But then what we are gaining outside also. So we don't have to jump out of the boat of Krishna consciousness. Remain alive, be seated. There may be some kicks, there may be some tribulations, there may be some problems. Just remain seated, be seated. Turbulence. Suppose there's a turbulence in the plane, you don't jump out. Just be seated, it will pass away. Be seated, pray to Krishna, serve the Vaishnavas. The word Susumikchamana indicates that a devotee earnestly awaits the mercy of the Supreme Lord, even while suffering the painful effects of previous sinful activities. Lord Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that a devotee who fully surrenders unto him is no longer liable to suffer the reactions of his previous karma. However, because in his mind a devotee may still maintain the remnants of his previous sinful mentality, the Lord removes the last vestiges of the enjoying spirit by giving his devotee punishments that may sometimes resemble sinful reactions. The purpose of the entire creation of God is to rectify the living entity's tendency to enjoy without the Lord. And therefore, the particular punishment given for sinful activity is specifically designed to curtail the mentality that produced the activity. Although a devotee has surrendered to the Lord's devotional service, until he is completely perfect in Krishna consciousness, he may maintain a slight inclination to enjoy the false happiness of this world. The Lord therefore creates a particular situation to eradicate the remaining enjoying spirit. The unhappiness suffered by a sincere devotee is not technically a karmic reaction. It is rather the Lord's special mercy for inducing his devotee to completely let go of the material world and return home back to Godhead. So that's Lord's mercy. It's not just karmic reaction, because Lord wants to completely purify us so that we become eligible. So it is, this famous quote, a sincere devotee is dragged back home, back to Godhead. Even if there is some little bit here and there, vestige, some kind of mentality to, there's some kind of that desire to enjoy or desire to lord over the material nature, as Prabhupada used to say. If he's still trying to practice, he has some sincerity, Lord helps him. A sincere devotee earnestly desires to go back to the Lord's abode. Therefore, he willingly accepts the Lord's merciful punishment and continues offering respects and obeisances to the Lord within his heart, words and body. Such a bona fide servant of the Lord, considering all hardship a small price to pay for gaining the personal association of the Lord, certainly becomes a legitimate son of God, as indicated here by the words Daya Bhak. Just as one cannot approach the sun without becoming fire, one cannot approach the Supreme Pure Lord Krishna without undergoing a rigid purificatory process, which may appear like suffering, but which is in fact a curative treatment administered by the personal hand of the Lord. So such a enlightening purport is this, that just you want to be in the sun, then we have to become fire. Similarly, if you want to associate with the Lord, then we have to become completely pure, free from all designations. no designations, completely pure. Then only we can associate with the Lord. Otherwise, it's very difficult. And whatever is coming, small price. Just like in many times, people work very hard. Like in Mumbai, local train going in the office. For hours they have to stand, and so much of troublesome getting into the local, getting out of the local, so much troublesome. Or sometimes we are working in a factory and the temperature is, the operating temperature is 50 degrees, 60 degrees. I have to stand there and face all the heat, face all the pain. For what? Because there would be, end result would be very pleasing. There would be nice credit in the bank account. So for that, all pains, small price to pay. But what is the benefit of that gain? But if we take little pain in practice of Krishna consciousness, getting up early in the morning, trying to practice nicely, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra very sincerely, and especially in this month of marathon, which has a special mercy, It's like nowhere in the month we have 400 or 500 books distributed one to one every day. It doesn't happen, but it happens in December. So special mercy of the Lord in this particular month where we see so many books distributed, and we can also just get into this. There may be some trouble. A mind may say don't do it or whatever it may be. But if we want the mercy of the Lord, we have to put ourselves in some situation where we can get purified and make more advancement in our spiritual life. And personally, a devotee like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in one of his bhajans, he says, whatever trouble I face while doing your seva, sei to parama sukha. That is the highest pleasure of my life. Whatever trouble comes while serving you, sei to parama sukha. That is the highest pleasure of my life. So that's what a devotee feels, that I am serving the Lord. That is the highest benefit, that is the highest pleasure, that is the success of my life. Whatever troubles are there, issues are there, differences are there, backbiting is there, some pinches are there. This is all just Lord's arrangement. Lord is sanctioning this because I still maintain some mentality that I am the enjoyer. So till the time I maintain that mentality, Lord will make some plan so that I am completely purified of that mentality. Till the time I have that thought, no one can say me anything, no one can correct me, no one can find faults with me, I am doing it best. The Lord knows He is having some kind of that approach, that attitude that He is the doer. He is doing things. So He will organize things in a way to purify us so that we are completely pure. Then we can go back home, back to Godhead. Otherwise, very, very difficult. Hare Krishna. So, any questions or comments? Prabhu has some comments.
So, just regarding this suffering, so there are different levels of suffering, like we have suffering externally through people, we have sufferings like Adhyatmik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik. So under Adhyatmik, a sadhaka from his beginning, Shraddha to Prema, it is an ongoing process where he has to struggle, just like as Avanti Brahmana says, mind is the only cause, no one is cause of my suffering. So how do we take as a sadhaka in our journey to practice or advance in Krishna consciousness? So it is a struggle with the mind, it is a struggle with our conditioned nature, it is a struggle with everything. So should we take the sufferings which we are going through, is this also a part of my karma, or it is, or how to see it or approach it, or how can we reflect on it?
So as soon as we start practicing Krishna consciousness, and as soon as we have taken up Krishna consciousness, especially for those who all are serving full time, given up all the external affairs, external life, and just want to serve in the temple fully. And they have some, but still we are in the stage of sadhaka. So these, I'm just sharing what I feel. I may not be giving perfect answer. But a devotee always meditates. A devotee should meditate. Count the blessings in my life. Count the blessings which Krishna is giving me. It is so amazing that Krishna brought me to the association of devotees. I am able to chant Hare Krishna. No one is snatching beads out of my hand. You can't chant Hare Krishna. I am getting wonderful Krishna Prasadam. No one is, snatching the plate from front of me. You can't have Krishna Prasadam. You go to take Charna Amrit, the Pujari doesn't chase you away, get lost. You cannot take Charna Amrit. Or taking darshan, someone close the altar. No, this sinful guy has come. Don't let him take darshan. So we have to learn to count the blessings in our life. But Krishna is so merciful. I was supposed to suffer much more. But He is so merciful that in spite of my sinful mentality, in spite of my desire to enjoy, in spite of my doing things, hidingly I am doing wrong things. I am not even a pure devotee. But Lord is reciprocating me so nicely that I get association of devotees. Devotees respect me, they offer me prasadam, they offer me such nice association. So we have to learn to count the blessings. I had mentioned before earlier also, in 2019 we were traveling in our Sankirtan bus. We went to a place called Vikramgarh, ahead of Virar. We tried our best to find where to stay overnight. We could not get anything to stay. There was a Bhaktivedanta hospital. We called the devotee, we need some stay. Do you have dormitory? He said, we have general ward completely empty. You all can stay in general ward. So we all stayed. That was one time we stayed in the general ward of a hospital. Overnight stay in our Sankirtan bus. So next day we wanted to do our morning program, Kirtan, Bhajan, Bhagavatam class. So just opposite to the hospital there was a school. We thought it's a regular school. A school didn't start at that time. So we thought, nice. Oh, if you see government school and old school, they have all the classrooms on the periphery and center is open. It can be used as a lunch, playground, everything. So we sat there and we started our lecture, and then we saw some kids coming. So we thought, we'll make these kids also chant Hare Krishna. But we were surprised, the kids coming, they were walking, and they started, climbing on us, jumping on us. Then we realized that actually these all are disabled kids. They can't even see properly. They are not able to even judge that they should not walk this way because we all are sitting. They have the faces are not proper. Sometimes some have some sickness, so the small boy looks like a very old man. The face becomes like that. Yeah, different. All that school was only of all disabled kids. All disabled kids. You say them chant Hare Krishna, they cannot speak. So at that time I was just reflecting that I am so fortunate that Krishna has given me a body where I can take his darshan, where I can hear the philosophy, where I can chant Hare Krishna, I can honor prasadam, I can distinguish what is good, what is not good. And these less fortunate souls, they can't even react to chanting the holy name. What to speak of reading Gita and understanding philosophy. And this whole life will go like this, one human life. They will not ever able to speak nicely, see nicely, or read properly. Whole life, human life is there, but cannot be used for Krishna consciousness because the senses are all disabled, not developed properly. So remembering this, I was just counting the blessings in my life, that what fortune I have. So we should always count the blessings which we have got in our Krishna consciousness. Look at the positive things, look at the good things. The association, 5 devotees, 5 people may not like me, but there is someone who likes me. So I see that hey, here is a devotee who inspires me, who encourages me, who helps me. So we have to learn to count the blessings. And whatever issues are there, shortcomings are there, maybe like suppose someone is guiding us, and when he is guiding us, he said me something which pinched my heart, which broke my heart. But he said me 99 things which encouraged me to practice Krishna consciousness. And that one thing which pinched my heart, I took it so much to my heart, and I forgot the good 99 things. So that's my misfortune. So we have to learn to count blessings, not just on emotional platform, but we have to see that, what's the contribution of this devotee, what is the contribution of this society in my life. It has completely bring a metamorphic difference. From coal I am going to become a diamond. So I have to learn to count blessings. So as a sadhaka, if we just meditate on the blessings which we are getting in association of devotees, we will always value that, we will always respect that, and forget whatever issues, shortcomings. We can always take association of our superiors, seniors, beg them to guide us and seek their mercy. So that's how we will progress, and we will still remain in association of devotees. As soon as I start feeling that I am very important and I should never be into any trouble, or no one should trouble me, and everyone should deal with me nicely, then issue comes. But when I feel I am the least important, if there is a queue of devotees, I am the last one, not even a devotee. If I feel in that way, then then only I will make some progress. So we have to develop those kind of humble, sincere feelings within ourselves, that we are always very prayerful and always remember, like you see in pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whenever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would glorify any Vaishnava, immediately they counter-argue with all the shortcomings they have. I was born most lowly, I am sinful, I have served the Muslims, I have done all kind of wrong things, my whole family is adham. Any time Mahaprabhu glorifies a Vaishnava, they will immediately counter-argue with what all lowly things are there in their life. And then they glorify Mahaprabhu, but you are Patit Pavan, you have purified me, you are liberating me. So one is very humble, one is very sinful, very, very polite. So as a sadhaka, we have to start implementing. See, Sanatana Goswami, when he met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, actually I wanted to read that, it's open at my screen. I also wanted to read Avanti Brahman, but went time beyond. So when Mahaprabhu was glorifying Sanatana Goswami asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what did he ask? Kripa kari yadi more kari acche udhar, apana kripate kahe kartavya amar. Out of your causeless mercy, you have delivered me from materialistic path. Now by the same causeless mercy, please tell me, kartavya amar, what is my duty? And after that he says the very famous verse of Sri Chaitanya Chaitamrita. Ke ame jare tapatray, ihe nahi jani ke mane hite hai. Who am I? Why do the threefold miseries always give me trouble? I do not know this. How can I be benefited? Who is saying this? Sanatana Goswami, who was the Prime Minister for Nawab and guiding him the whole Bengal. He is saying, I don't know who am I. Why I am suffering? I don't know what is beneficial for me. Please tell me. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says to him, What he says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you know everything, you are asking for others' benefit. Similarly, Prabhu knows everything, he is asking for others' benefit. He is asking for others' benefit. So I am just trying to share what I have, some realization and something. You can add something if you wish to add. साध्य साधना तत्व पूछिते ना जानी कृपा करी सब तत्व कहता अपानी. Sanatana Goswami says, I do not know to inquire, I do not know how to inquire about the goal of life and the process for obtaining it. Being merciful upon me, please explain all these truths to me. Prabhu kahe Krishna kripa tomate purna haya. Mahaprabhu said, on you Krishna kripa is completely there. Sarve tattva jana tomara nahi tapatraya. You know everything. There is nothing like threefold miseries for you. Mahaprabhu says to this, Krishna Sakti Dhara Tumi Jana Tattva Bhav. Jani daritya lagi puche sadhura swabhav. It's a beautiful verse. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, since you possess Lord Krishna's potency, you certainly know these things. However, it is the nature of a sadhu to inquire. Although he knows these things, the sadhu inquires for the sake of strictness. A sadhu knows the answer. Still he asks just for his own purification, or here it is said, it is sadhura swabhav. This is the swabhav of a sadhu. Just for the sake of strictness, to maintain strictness in his life, or like this, he still inquires, please tell me. So Mahaprabhu says, you know everything, you have potency of Krishna. You are free from all threefold miseries. But you are just asking for the sake of strictness, just asking for our benefit actually. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, as you were mentioning about that Lord is Patita Pavan, not Kapati Pavan. But in the verse Kalera Dosho Nidhe Rajan, that translation is there, ki this age is full of hypocrisy and quarrel. So how we can then understand that we will get the mercy, or the hope is that, because this whole age is that like that only.
So we have to pray very humbly, we have to pray, and we should and pray to the Lord that I am very fallen, please deliver me. Pray to the Vaishnavas, serve the Vaishnavas, so pray to the Lord, and that's how it is. If after coming to Krishna consciousness, if we knowingly break regulative principles, if we knowingly do things which are unfavorable to Krishna consciousness, then who can save us? So if that's happening, then we have to very sincerely pray, and we have to discuss with our mentors, our guru, and seek for the advice that I need to transform myself. I need to change myself and accept the punishment or accept the corrections. So that's why it is said that in this yuga we should, not only in this yuga, every time, but especially in this, it's very important to be in association. Always remain in association and be like open to the devotees. Anyone can check my phone, not that I delete my messages, no one should check. Anyone can, open and see and what I am doing. Anything, not only my phone, my cupboard, especially those who are in the ashram. My life is like an open book for them. Nothing is hidden, everything is open, because I am not doing anything. And someone who is doing some illicit things, he will try to hide everything. Everything is locked. WhatsApp is locked, chats are locked, names are morphed, some other name, but writing some other name just to cheat. So whom we are cheating? Krishna's 12 witnesses are there. We cannot cheat them. We are just cheating ourselves. So we need to take the benefit of association of devotees. Take the benefit. If I am in trouble, I need to go, open up, speak to my guru, ask his guidance. That's the best way. We don't, like Sanatana Goswami says, I don't know what will benefit me. Unfortunately, we think this I should do will benefit me. This is for me, I want to enjoy. That's the problem. We have to know, I don't know what will benefit me. And moreover, if we are doing wrong things, we have to pray to the Lord, pray to the devotees, and seek association to purify ourselves. So a prayerful mood, always in association, and be like an open book, in and out all same, nothing hidden. Then when they will attract the mercy of the Lord, so that we can make some progress. The Lord says, okay, he's very sincerely trying, so he will help us. Hare Krishna. If anyone wants to add to the answer to Abhishek Baldev Prabhu, please add. You want to add something?
I have a question, Rose.
What's your question, Prabhu?
So you have shared your experience. Yesterday it's happened. You were some junior. So like that, who are practicing Krishna consciousness, if they left from the Krishna consciousness, when they will get again that connection? They will get or not?
Just like he got yesterday connection. He left, but Krishna's arrangement, we met again and having adjacent seats without any planning. And I got him to the temple. He had to run to the office at 9:30 was meeting. So 8:30, whatever offering came, I offered him. So I was just thinking, Lord is so merciful. This guy left practicing Krishna consciousness few years back. I also lost his number, or I think he blocked me. I don't know what happened. I could not connect with him again anymore. And here we are meeting again together. We have adjacent seat, and he's willing to come with me to the temple, and he has to rush to office. So 8:30 I am giving him the full offering, and whatever you want. Stuffed idli, there were fruits, there was nice chutney, and sabjis and sweet, and he ate nicely. And he took darshan, paid obeisances, and again Krishna came in his life. So even if we give up Krishna consciousness, that's a very temporary thing. Krishna will bring us back if we have done some service. Many disciples of Srila Prabhupada served for some time, and due to whatever so reason they left. But now again everyone is coming back. At the end of their life, some or other, they are all getting connected back to Krishna consciousness. Just to give a small example of Surabhi Swami, who was very instrumental in ISKCON Juhu, ISKCON Vrindavan. Prabhupada said, we want to make a temple in Juhu. And where do you get an architect to make a temple? And one guy joins, a hippie joins day before yesterday, who happens to be architect, and Prabhupada calls him and tells him, you design this ISKCON Juhu temple. And he goes to many temples of India, makes a note of how the Indian temples are being made, and then he designs it. Correct? He designs it, and then he helps in the design of ISKCON Vrindavan, ISKCON Juhu. With the effect of time, he gives up, goes away, not practicing. When he's very old, he comes back to India to meet devotees. He goes to Vrindavan and leaves his body in Vrindavan. Naturally. Leaves his body in Vrindavan naturally. What is this? This is Lord's calling. Come, leave the body in my dham and go back home, back to Godhead. This may be our desire that I should leave my body in the dham, but may happen, may not happen. But here because someone has served Prabhupada so much, Lord becomes obliged. Coming to dham, many people come to dham to leave their body. They get heart attack, they are rushed to the Delhi, and as soon as they cross the Braj border, they die in the ambulance. They want to die in dham, but they become too sick, so rush to a good hospital in Delhi. As soon as out of the Braj border, die in the ambulance. So Lord is very merciful. Even if we are somehow disconnected, He devises plan, He makes plan. Because what is the purpose of this creation? What is the purpose? Lord wants to claim all the fallen conditioned soul. That's why we are distributing so many books, Bhagavad Gita, why we are going out for programs, doing Sankirtan, having many temples. What is the purpose? To claim the fallen conditioned souls. That is the purpose. So Lord wants that, and He's trying to make some plans for everyone, and especially someone who has done some service. Lord feels obliged, and if you are, sometimes that's why we tell to seniors, kindly bless me, kindly pray for me, or we tell other devotees, pray for me, because Lord may not listen to me. When you pray, He may listen, because you are a nice devotee. So Lord, if you pray, He may listen. Just like we are trying now to reach to the HNIs in the city. We want to reach directly to him, not possible. But if we meet the PA and please him, he will say, yes, I will attend your, I will arrange your meeting. And the PA will say, they are very nice Swamis, they want to meet you, please give, I'll fix the appointment. 90% of the 90% of the work is done by the PAs. PA recommends, the owner will see. Similarly, there are many servants of the Lord. If they recommend, we will be benefited. So, even if someone has gone out, Lord makes plan to bring him back. Somehow or other, if he has done some service. And there are so many examples, so many examples. There was one, one devotee who was going to leave the body, one Mataji, who was leaving the body in Kolkata. And her daughter, she rushed to the temple because in her home, I am not able to recollect very strongly, but whatever it's a true story. So she rushed to the temple to look for a photo frame of Radha Krishna. But the gift shop was closed and there was no photo frame of Radha Krishna. She went to the president's office. I want a photo frame. Some other series. The only photo frame in the president's office was Radha Shyam Sundar. He gave, okay, take this photo frame now. Your mother is leaving the body. Take it. So she got the photo frame, kept in front of the mother. Mother left the body. Later on, she came back and said that, it is such amazing connection of Krishna that my mother, my family was the one who sponsored the deities of Radha Shyam Sundar for your ISKCON Vrindavan. We made the donation. And now when my mother is leaving the body, the photo of Radha Shyam Sundar is in front of her. So that is the amazing connection of Krishna in our life. We don't know. We have to just be in association and pray, pray, pray. And wait, wait, wait. That's the formula. Pray and wait. But we should not become hypocrites. We should be very humble and always remember that count the blessings. I am so fortunate. I have 2 hands to chant Hare Krishna. We saw one video with a famous thoughts on it on someone who doesn't have hands, how he's chanting with his this way, and we are so fortunate in that way. Hands are there. Nothing is there in the life. We have beads. Chant Hare Krishna. That's it. What else? Hare Krishna. So actually time is up. You can ask me personally. It's already 9:22. We are supposed to finish by 9 o'clock. I'll meet you personally. Okay? Time is over. Granthra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Gaur Premanande. Srila Prabhupada ji ki jai. मेरा नाम लेने से कुछ नहीं होगा. You say Prabhupada ji ki jai, then there's some benefit.